Most people don't come to Basel for Basel. They pass through it on the way to somewhere else. Can I pay with card?
Sure.
But this city sits where Switzerland, France and Germany meet. Its trams pass through the three countries without you even noticing. Today I'm going to find out what Basel is actually like and whether you should come here yourself for a weekend away. Well, the best place that we can start off is a view over the city and along the river that the city sits on, the River Rhine. Yeah, it's no surprise that this city is founded on the river, which kind of cuts right through it. On the modern side over there, and the historic side, or more historic side behind me. Well, I promise, if I've got the money, and I think I have, we'll have a go on that ferry in a while and see what we're looking down from below from the river, which should be pretty impressive. But we're just walking, I don't know, about 50, 60 metres through to the Münsterplatz. And of course, the translation of Münster is Minster and its cathedral, which is there. But I should say, before we have a look at that, this little square, it's not a stuffy little square. When I came through earlier on, sadly I didn't film this moment, but there were people playing football in here. So it's certainly not stuffy around here. As for the cathedral, it's just there. It's even got a sun clock on the side. All right then, I'll give you, if I can, a 10-second look inside the cathedral. Won't linger too long on this one. And we'll also find out if it's going to be free or if there's going to be a cost. Cloister, you've got to love a cloister. Now, how much was it to get into the cathedral? Well, the good news there is it was free. The cathedral inside, as you can see, it was fine. It was nothing particularly dramatic. This cathedral has been here for a very long time. In fact, it was rebuilt in the 1300s after an earthquake in this area. I think it's fair to say if you're thinking of coming to Switzerland, one of the things that might be in your mind is how much it's going to cost to come here and stay here. Well, a bit later on in the video, I've got a hack for you that I think has saved me a substantial amount of money for the few days that I'm staying here in Basel. Another word of warning, if you are coming here, check your mobile phone package. If you think you have EU roaming and you think it includes Switzerland, check again. Mine certainly didn't. And that was something that nearly caught me out. I was looking at the costs. I'll show you how much my costs were with my mobile phone provider if I started using my phone here. But I bought an eSIM. I'm not here to advertise an eSIM, but I got mine for, 8 days, 3 gigabytes for this area. It's more than I'm going to need, but it's better than the bill that might have landed my way. So if you are coming here, or indeed anywhere in Switzerland, check your mobile phone package, otherwise you might get a nasty bill. Well, I'm heading towards the marketplace in the centre of Basel, away from the cathedral. They say that the townhouse, the rat house, is something worth seeing, something that stands out. So let's have a look. Public transport here is very good, and if you get a hotel in the city, you will get something called a Basel Pass, which entitles you to get into quite a few of the museums, but also to use the public transport. But as you'll find out, I'm not eligible for that pass. Well, it has to be said, that is pretty impressive. It's the same colour as my hotel, as you'll see a bit later on. Must be something in the water around here for colours like that, but it certainly stands out, doesn't it, the town hall here in Basel. Now, according to some of my research, it suggests there's 40 museums here in Basel. I'm here for 1 day. Realistically, if you're coming for a city break, you're maybe here for 2. I don't think you can get around 40 museums. I am going to take you to one, but it's one with a difference, which will also show you why there's a bit more to Basel than you might think. But next, time to cross the Rhine right in front of us. Walking across the Rhine reminds me that in a few months on this channel, I'll be taking you on a cruise up the Rhine. So to make sure you don't miss out on that one, tickle the old subscribe button. I've come here in the early part of spring. The tree's not quite out yet, but I imagine give it a couple of weeks. If you come here in the late spring and the summer, this place will be pretty picturesque. I'm really loving the buildings behind, how they climb up from the riverbank. They're very, very steep, aren't they? Very impressive. Certainly worth the walk down here to the riverbank on the opposite side of the river to take a look. You know anything about my channel, you know I can't resist a cruise or a ferry. I did a small ferry across the port at Bergen, and I think now it's time to do a small ferry across the Rhine in Basel.
Sure.
Can I pay with card?
Sure.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome.
You don't get anything more relaxing than this. Sure, you can walk across the bridge, but this is a bit different. Well, that boat has been going for around 150 years. The man himself says he's been doing it since 1989. I said to him, well, it must be really relaxing and really enjoyable. And he was like, yeah, it was. And for me, it's a real USP for Basel. And if you come here, I'd definitely recommend, at the very least, one crossing, or like I did, a return crossing. It's 2 Swiss francs to get across. The equivalent in pounds sterling and in dollars is on the screen now. In truth, I'd actually forgotten one of the places I wanted to take you, and I was about to head in the opposite direction. Then I remembered there's a fountain to come to, and I am denied about coming, but I'm glad I did. I'm not often lost for words. I think the designer was having a year or two when they put it together, but it is amazing, it is brilliant. It's kind of like a fountain meets steampunk. Yeah. You've even got one of the fountains with the water shooting out of a man's eye. If you come here, just use public transport. I've never seen so many trams in my life. I don't know if Basel has the most trams per head of population. It certainly feels like it. And with a few buses thrown in, I've pretty quickly learnt how to get around this city. And we're about to do exactly that, get around the city and head to our next stop-off point, which underlines the geography of this place. And then we're going to head somewhere a little bit interesting. Not that the other place isn't interesting. I should say the trams, yes, there are lots of them, but the upshot of that is there's virtually no cars around the city at all, and actually not that many cyclists as well, which makes it a very pleasant walk around here. You don't feel like you're going to get hit by somebody on a bike or someone in a car. You just have to watch out, of course, for the trams. And in terms of connection times, they're pretty sharp. You know, last night when I went to my hotel, the changeover between one tram and the other was about a minute and a half. So you don't hang around that long. And the other thing it does is it gives you great views of the city and also of the Rhine. I've taken a 10-15 minute tram ride to get to where we are now, out in, well, it's a harbour really, on a river on the Rhine, and we're headed towards another tourist attraction. But it's very much a tourist attraction that geography has dictated. You may recall I said right at the start of this video that yes, you have Basel in Switzerland, but it's right on the border. In fact, as we'll see in a bit, the tram crosses the border into Germany, but also facing Basel on the opposite side of the Rhine as well is France. And where there's 1, 2 and 3 countries meeting each other, you have a point. And that's where we're going. It's certainly not the most glamorous route to a tourist destination. That's for sure. Thankfully, it's not raining cats and dogs. Otherwise, I'd be a lot more grumpy than I am walking along in lovely spring sunshine. That sign tells me I've taken the right route. Right in front of us now, once again, the old Rhine River, one of Europe's great rivers. I have to tell you, it's just as well that your phone, your tablet, your computer, your TV doesn't have smell on it as well, because it doesn't have pen and ink down here. I think it must have been the boat back there, because it's fine now, the smell seems to have disappeared and we haven't got too far to go until we get to the next tourist attraction here in Basel. Is it just me, or when you're walking towards something or driving towards something, it always feels a long way, but once you've actually established where that place is and you go there again, or you come back from it, it doesn't feel quite as far. There was me talking about having a river cruise on the Rhine later in the year, and all of a sudden, a few minutes later, we go past a Viking boat. I'm not going with Viking on my river cruise, but when you walk alongside it, tell you what, it ain't half long. It seems to go on forever. I can though, finally, it's not that far really, but I can finally see our target for this part of the video. But before that, a boat, tell me if I'm wrong, a boat that looks, when you look at it, a bit like Mickey Mouse. Look at the little pink thing stuck up next to the funnel. Tell me in the comments below that I'm wrong, that that boat doesn't look uncannily like Mickey Mouse. So that thing ahead of us, which looks sort of like a rocket, or I don't know, like Concorde in a vertical way, is the three land point between Germany, Switzerland where we are now, and on the opposite side of the river, France. As you can see, this point is a huge tourist attraction. There are thousands of people that I'm going to have to fight my way through to get to the point to show you. I think it's worth me giving you the lay of the land. So that bridge over there, still in Switzerland. If we pan around a little more, that 4 or 5 story building with solar panels on the top. If you look to the right of it, you'll see a UFO type structure. That is the border crossing between Germany and Switzerland. Then we pan around further. As you can see from the Swiss flag, the building directly opposite us in the water is Switzerland, but not far behind us, that's where Germany starts. And then if you go across that footbridge, which goes across the Rhine, that will take us to France. In terms of where the three countries meet, you just have to come back a little, and it's right in the middle of that water. Enough of all of that. Time to head back to the tram, and I'll show you an attraction which underlines why there's more on offer in Basel than you might think. And then right after that, at the end of the video, I'll show you how I've saved quite a bit of money during my trip here to Switzerland. It's about a 10-minute walk back to the tram, and pretty quickly we're over the bridge, going past the old border post and into Germany. Now, checks do still carry on at this post, and as you can see, occasionally people are taken off. On one journey, I saw an elderly woman with her shopping taken off the tram. From there, it's about 10 minutes on the tram into the centre of Weil am Rhein. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you live in this area. Are border checks always there when you're coming from Switzerland into Germany? I've never had it going the other way twice, but both times I've come back from Switzerland into Germany, I've had those checks. As someone who was born in Germany and lived my first 16 years here, one of these places was always going to be on the cards today. Can't resist a currywurst. Just what the doctor ordered. Yeah. Time for the final bit of sightseeing, and then I'll let you know exactly what I think of Basel and whether it should be an option for you for a weekend break. Here's 10 seconds on this museum, which is the home to the world's most extensive collection of Charles and Raim's iconic work, and this chair, which surely is a must for gamers. The building behind me is the answer to the question of how to save a good amount of money. I'm staying here in Germany rather than staying in Basel, and I reckon it's saving me about 20%. I'm also getting most of my food here as well, which I think is cheaper than going to Switzerland, certainly judging by the number of Swiss people I've seen coming into German supermarkets. What about Basel though? Where does that rank in terms of should you come here? Well, I would say that Tallinn is right at the top for me. I'd also have Vilnius, Riga there as well, Prague. I quite like Bratislava as well. And I would say that Basel isn't there for that. And actually, right at the start of the day, after going around the cathedral and coming out, I probably would have given it a lower score, but I've come to really like the area. I think there's plenty to see in this area. The public transport is absolutely top-notch and makes the travelling around here quite easy. I think, though, the real answer to whether you should come to Basel is probably going to be in my next few videos, because I'm going to go to Colmar and to Freiburg, which you can reach from Basel. And I think if you're coming here for a weekend, you can probably get real value by spending a day in Basel and then going to one of the other two as well.